You know, I got a lot to say about this fight. Let me go ahead and mute it right now. It is 11:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, June the 15th, 2024. The co-feature for Tank Davis versus Frank Martin from the MGM Grand, $75 on pay-per-view. Oleksandr David Benavidez versus Oleksandr Gvozdyk. The Ukrainian just ended a Ukrainian championship streak. So, for example, Lomachenko defeated George Kambosos. Denis Berinchyk defeated Emmanuel Navarrete. Oleksandr Usyk defeated Tyson Fury. And by the way, I predicted all of those to happen. This one, I expected for Gvozdyk to put on a better performance. But let me tell you, he was pretty much a punching bag to the body the whole first half, 7-8 rounds of the fight. It was at one point in time, and I don't usually talk like this throughout all my content. You never hear me talk about fixed fights. But I'm thinking to myself, was he paid to make him look good? Because here's the thing, and I'm not hating on David Benavidez. I think some people forget that I'm Latino. So, you know, I want him to succeed, and I've been a huge supporter of his for some years now, and even predicting him to beat Canelo. But what was with all those pity-pat punches of Gvozdyk? It was like he was sparring. It was like he was sparring.
Score totals. Judge at ringside, Zachary Young scores the bout 116 to 112. Dave Moretti sees it 117 to 111. And Don Trella scores the action 119 to 109. All three in favor of the winner. He is now the interim WBC light heavyweight world champion, the Mexican monster, David El Monstruo Benavidez.
So this, we're going to wait for the post-fight interview. This event was dependent on, now hear me out. Gvozdyk was supposed to be a challenge for David Benavidez. Or it was going to be what people are going to say it is. Oh, he just fought another washed up or whatever. Let's listen to the post-fight interview.
How would you assess your performance at this weight class?
I think it's a 7 out of 10, honestly. Alexandr's a great fighter. You know, no wonder he's an ex-champion, you know, Olympic medalist. But yeah, I felt like I had a great fight, tough fighter, and we're looking to move on.
It seemed, and situations are different in different fights. It seemed like you were a different fighter tonight, not the high volume and not the high heat. Would that be your assessment as well?
Yeah, I think it's because, you know, I was trying to get the feel of the light heavyweight, you know, division. You know, this guy, they hit a little bit harder up here, so, you know, I had to get a feel for it. But also, too, I'm just happy I was able to make it tonight because 2 weeks ago I suffered a cut in my eye, this one that I have right here. I had a torn tendon on my right hand, and I didn't think I was going to make it tonight, but, you know, we pushed through it, and God, thank God that we're here and got the victory tonight.
Did either of those injuries affect you?
No, I mean, I can't let it affect me. You know, I wasn't thinking about it, but yeah, man, I'm just happy for this victory and happy to be here and perform for all you people.
What was your weight coming into the ring?
189. I only gained 14 pounds.
So is this where you'll stay? Is this what you're comfortable at now?
You know, we're still looking to go down to 168 fight for the title. If we're going to get Canelo or if they're going to vacate it, I would like to win it one more time. So we're still going to see.
Will there be trouble for you to make that weight?
No, absolutely not.
All right, would you also maybe like the Bevo winner?
Yeah, I would like to fight in both these weight classes.
All right. Yeah. David, thank you. Appreciate your time.
Un saludo a toda mi raza que está aquí. Los quiero mucho. Saludos. Y puro finiquera.
Thank you. All right.
So, let's talk. So, he said he came into the ring at 189. Now, let me just go ahead and be honest. If Canelo fights him, Canelo's going to put all kind of clauses on him. And I think that's partially one of the reasons why Canelo don't want to fight him, because people tired of these clauses in boxing. And Canelo going to get cooked because people expect for him to put clauses on David Benavidez. And then if David Benavidez loses to Canelo, they're going to be like, Canelo drained him, and he's going to have to deal with that. I believe it's multiple reasons why Canelo don't want to fight David Benavidez. Do I believe that Canelo can beat David Benavidez? Yes. But will he be able to chop him down? Because remember, David Benavidez can compete at cruiserweight. Now, what we did see tonight is that his power, and it's only one fight. We got to. If he's going to stay at the division, it seems like he wants to be back down at 168. It just seems like this was an opportunity to fight for the WBC interim, to compete in both weight classes. You know, that's phenomenal right there, especially if he's going to make weight. But Gvozdyk just it's like pity pat punches. I can't say it was like he was trying to survive. By the way, he took a lot of punches. He took a lot of body punishment too. But he would never like sit on his punches. I don't know. And remember, this man damn near killed Adonis Stevenson. Yeah, it's taboo to talk about it. Put him in a coma, gave him a brain bleed, ended his career. He's got 16 KOs. He's had this long layoff. But as you can see, even if it was underling competition, when he came back from, I was at this fight, by the way, in Philly, when he lost to Artur Beterbiev. But he was winning on the cards before he got stopped, of course. So I guess, you know, he just looked shot. It just looked like, I don't know if he was scared. Like, it's just, he wasn't sitting on his punches. It was weird. You know, it was almost like, yeah, I'm just going to just rack up some points. You know, like he was just, I don't know. By the way, I don't know if he's still managed by Igor Klimas. I didn't see him around. I didn't watch, I had internet issues, so I apologize if I didn't do any fight week content. I had to get like my whole house rewired, and it was a lot. But I would imagine that if Klimas was there, they're probably going to be talking about Tank versus Loma. That's a thing. Now, remember, as I said at the beginning of the video, the Ukrainians been on a nice little streak. Loma defeating Kambosos, Denis Berinchyk defeating Emmanuel Navarrete, Usyk defeating Tyson Fury, and he comes out and put on this bizarre performance. And the thought I lost earlier was, Gvozdyk had to put up a real challenge. He was supposed to for this pay-per-view to look good, because as it stands right now, the first two fights, well, now three were underwhelming for $75. I mean, yeah, Alberto Puello beat Gary Antuanne Russell. That, I guess that's an upset, I guess. The first fight, I am so tired of Terrell Gausha. That wasn't a very good fight. It opened up the pay-per-view with Carlos Adames versus Terrell Gausha for the WBC interim. No, excuse me, the full WBC title at 160. Jamal Charlo got stripped, my bad. And then this fight right here. So hopefully Tank versus Frank. And I think Frank can pull it off. I'm not predicting Frank going to win. By the way, the pay-per-view is coming up. But now what's logically going to be next for David Benavidez if it's not Canelo? Because the walls are closing in on Canelo. By the way, he's going to have to vacate unless he's going to fight William Skull. He's going to have to vacate his IBF. There's a purse bid coming up for that. David Morrell is now at 175. He's fighting Hot Rod Kolajek. Forgot to pronounce his last name. I always butcher it. That's going to be on August the 3rd on Terrence Crawford versus Israel Madrimov. So if he was to go down to 168, who would he fight? You think they could put together the Munguia fight? You think they would do that? I don't know. You think the Saudis are going to be knocking on the door for David Benavidez? They've been heard to be trying to make that fight for Canelo, it's been said. Canelo don't want to fight Terrence Crawford or David Benavidez, it's looking like. Dang, I forgot what I was going to say. I had a thought. I think it was pretty cool. But anyway, looking at 175, you know, Bevo's always injured. And if you've seen how he trains, he's an injury waiting to happen. He's always injured. Joshua Buatsi, not high on him. Anthony Yard having promotional issues, supposed to be moving up to cruiserweight. 175 is not really, you know, too deep, really. It's really top heavy. And then when you think about the politics, if he was to fight Beterbiev or Bivol, You know, I doubt it'll be a prime fight. The Saudis will probably put that together. So who's realistically next for him? Who would be realistically next for him? Caleb Plant's supposed to be returning in August, by the way. Christian Mbali, I don't think that'll happen because of politically. It's going to be interesting to see how they're going to match him next. With that being said, take your time out, like the video, and subscribe. I'm TstreeT Controversy with a Fight View 360. But no, David Benavidez, let's see how he looks. You know, he wasn't able to stop Gvozdyk, even though he was, and also this was one of the first fights you actually seen David Benavidez look smaller. You know, Gvozdyk is a legit 6'2", chiseled. You know, and he looked like the bigger man in there tonight. But once again, I do feel that if Canelo was to fight him, he's going to put all kind of clauses on him. And Canelo don't want to deal with the backlash of that. Because you know how it is on the internet these days. They're going to be like, you know, he drained him. And Canelo's smart. He get it. He's going to be slaughtered. And then if he fight Terrence Crawford and lose, it's going to be, you lost to a smaller fighter. And Terrence Crawford's a bad man. And I really feel that Canelo is a 160-pounder who masquerades at an opportunist 168. Like, I don't really feel he's a natural 168-pounder. I just think he's found the right guys, the right fights, under the right circumstances to be able to succeed at 168. He clearly don't want no more smoke from Bevo. He's shown that. He'll say he wanted it, but we know he ain't want it, especially when Bevo was like, you know what, I'll come down to 168 and take your belts. So the walls are closing in on Canelo when it comes to opponents, especially with his dwindling pay-per-view numbers. Edgar Berlanga ain't going to do it. You know, for some reason, he's horny for Edgar Berlanga. You know, he's been trying to get his hands on Berlanga. He fought Jaime Munguia. Okay, all right, got that out the way. So who else? You know, like, listen, who is it going to be? Take your time out. Like the video, subscribe. I'm TstreeT Controversy with Fight View 360.